Welcome to Maniacs. This is the Hardstyle America podcast brought to you by obviously Hardstyle Maniacs. I am your host, Vegas Big Rob, and
DJ Magic, what it do?
always happy to see you. That's for sure.
Oh, my brother, it's always a pleasure to see you. How you doing this fine Sunday?
It's Sunday. It's fine. I don't know if I want to call it fine for the rest of the day because I got to go clean my pool. So,
That can be therapeutic, though. Getting things cleaned up, kind of cleaning your environment helps clean the mind. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it does actually. But sadly, it's just laziness. I don't want to do it.
I can understand that for sure. It's a nice day off. It's good to be able to enjoy as well.
It is a 3-day weekend, though, so I'm sure there's a lot of happy people out there who are not going to work tomorrow, which I'm one of them.
Somehow my son pulled off a 4-day weekend. I'm not quite sure how that worked, but actually, because we had a doctor's appointment on Thursday, he pulled off a 5-day weekend. So lucky him. But it was one of those things where, like Friday, I was like, "Oh, it's time to go to school," and he's like, "Oh, we don't have school today." So what? Since when? Anyways.
Well, like that gives us more time for social media, so I was able to kind of like be more involved this week on the Hardstyle Maniacs Instagram account and the TikTok account. So I was able to kind of chit chat with a couple of people. Last night, I actually started talking to a producer named XOXO. Now I have no information other than that, and that this producer's from Phoenix, Arizona, or Arizona.
Did they give you any socials to plug it all, or did they just send you the track?
Well, I was talking with him or her, not sure. Again, reach out
Them?
to us and let us know. Just call it XOXO, the artist or the producer.
Sure.
And I was just explaining to the artist, hey, this is kind of what we do. We find artists who need that enhancement or a push, and we showcase your stuff. So he was very excited. I said, hey, shoot me one of your tracks. I'll put you in today's show, which is Sunday today. So very excited, and I was able to, and I sent you the track last night, so you got a kind of little pick. I actually switched the track though. I'm putting a different track that he sent me. I think I sent you Earthquakes, and I'm putting something called Secrets on our first track.
Okay.
It's actually quite it's a kind of nice little reverse bass, kind of like real bouncy. So it kind of gets that blood flowing. So very excited to meet new producers and artists. So this is why we have this platform, so you can reach out to us, and that's why we open the doors on all our Instagrams. And if you notice, I'm actually following everybody. I'm not really picky about, got some, excuse me. So when you got some major platforms, you see their followings are like, like 5-10 people. They're very limited to who they follow. So there's really no engagement on that side of the spectrum. So I'm the opposite. If I see an artist, I'm going to follow you. You follow me. I'm going to follow you back. The Hardstyle Maniacs page, at least. And because I want to see what you're up to. I want to see your market. I want to see your life. I want to see your releases. I want to see your shows, your upcoming events. And that way it helps us bring this to the main platform. We get to expose your current, future, and upcoming events and songs or tracks. So this is why we do this. So that way we can actually have an open door, platform for everyone out there in the hard dance community. So reach out to us. It's very, very good for you to reach out to us, and it's very, very good for us to reach out to you and have that direct line of communication. So that way we can do stuff like this and we can showcase your stuff. This goes for everybody: music producers, event promoters, established artists, managers who are managing artists. Hey, reach out to us. You got some new stuff. We would love to take it from you and present it to all our audience.
What was the best platform to reach out to you? Email, Instagram, Facebook? What do you think?
Well, if you contact us directly from the website, it's actually going directly to my mobile phone. So that's one way of doing it. And it's always going to reach my phone as well. The other one is Instagram. I'm very involved in that one now, as well as the TikTok. So reach any of those 3 platforms, method of communication, reach out to me. I'm very active. I'll have direct, instant notifications of a new message coming in, and give me a little time in case I'm a little busy as well. We all have our daily routines, work, life,
Sure.
but I will get back to you and we will open dialogue or break bread, as they say, so that way we can try to get, whatever it is we can from you, so we can showcase it to the the audience. So
So right now, the only restriction or limitation would probably be that you would ask for maybe only hardstyle artists at this point, or are
ye-
you open for more artists?
I think right now I want to focus exclusively on hard dance because it is really our primary focus of the platform. So let's define the hard dance market and let's get it out there. So I think it's very important that we focus on hard dance only. And for now, you're not saying
And just not to dissuade anybody, that would like include, you know, hard trance, raw, up tempo, all that stuff, right? French
absolutely.
core.
Hell, even hard house.
Right on, right on, right on.
you know, if it's hard dance, it's basically for this platform. And I understand that we primarily focus on hard style, but hard dance is a community. It's not just one genre. There's plenty of subgenres, and we want to focus on those across the board. So very
For sure.
excited to have every one of you reach out to us. And obviously, Magic being a DJ, pretty soon I'm sure he'll be producing his own music, and I think we might be showcasing it here. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been putting together some DAWs and putting together my DAW, excuse me, not some DAWs, and trying to learn more of the production side of it because historically, like I said before, and I think on the first episode, I was more of a lyricist, and I've only been DJing probably for the last 10 years or so. And the music production side, it's so time consuming, and I have so much respect for the people that are not only able to dedicate the focus, but the time that's also necessary to put together some of these bangers that we enjoy. So definitely, I have a lot of ideas that I've been kicking around, and in the next year or two, I'd like to be able to put together a few tracks. Hopefully, by our next show, have something for someone to be able to drop on as a exclusive for whatever show that is that we have. So something to keep a lookout. I'm on Instagram and Facebook primarily right now, but you can find me time to time on Twitter as well.
yeah, that's good to know. Yes, social medias are great. As I just got a message from our Chicago hard dance family out there. I've been also talking to them over on TikTok, trying to get more information on the Chicago hard dance community, and they have some upcoming shows, which I will look into right now when we play the first song. Try to get some more information on them, and I did reach out to them and say, hey, we're willing to talk to you if you're willing to come out on the show. So we hopefully will be able to have some better insight on what's going on in the Chicago market because we want to help every market grow, not just the industry standard, which is California, which is the big heavy hitter of the hard dance in the US right now. But we want to make sure that every market grows: New York, Chicago, Texas, Colorado, etc., Florida, and
For
Nevada too.
sure.
So we're very excited to finally get into what we're all about, and that is you, the hard dance community, the attendee, the producer, the event promoters. Everybody plays a very huge role in this, and we want to keep emphasizing this on our shows that it's up to all of us to unite and make sure we happen. So
Absolutely.
good stuff here.
What do you got us starting off with today?
Well, right now it's also going to be before we get into this. I think we got about a minute or so before I play the first track. I want to
Okay.
get into the formatting, so excuse us while we're developing the format. I know previous shows we kind of rolled with this rabbit hole conversation, and then we're like, oh, we got to put in a song. So I think this will be the first time that we get into a more structured format. So we have a nice dialogue intro, and then we go in with some track, and then we come back with probably the core topic. So I think for now we're gonna go into the first track. This is again by XOXO out of Phoenix, Arizona. It's a track called Secrets. And we should probably reach out to this artist and maybe bring him on as well so that we can showcase what he or she is all about and see how long they've been in the industry. So if you're out there watching the show, which I'll send you a message after this, by the way, and you can reach out to us and we can schedule a time to get you on this platform here, Hardstyle America, and we can
For
get
sure.
going. So I think we'll go on to the first track. If I'm not mistaken, it's XOXO Secrets. Let's give it a shot here. Let's see what you guys will react to. So let us know what you guys think. Comment below, and we'll get to this right away.
Let's go.
Tell me all your secrets. I swear I keep them safe for me. Cause you got me speechless. You took my capability to leak your mysteries, your wildest dreams, your dirty needs. About your future plans, your fears and all your memories. Tell me all your secrets. I swear I keep them safe for me. Tell me all your secrets. I swear I keep them safe for me. Cause you got me speechless. You took my capability to leak your mysteries, your wildest dreams, your dirty needs. About your future plans, your fears and all your memories. Tell me all your secrets. Tell me all your secrets. I swear I keep them safe for me. Cause you got me speechless. You took my capability. Delete your mysteries, your wildest dreams, your dirty needs. About your future plans, your fears and all your memories. Tell me all your secrets. Tell me all your secrets.
Axiom, the tasty truth.
There you have
Holy fuck.
it. What'd you guys think?
First off, you can find her on iTunes. I just checked. I'm sure she's on other things too. So it's EXOH, right?
Yes, XOXO.
fucking amazing. I'm definitely playing that track at my next set. I just downloaded it right now. Like 100% guaranteed I'm playing that at my next show.
Nice. So let us know what you think below. That's XOXO out of Arizona, another US based producer. Let's show some love. Comment below what you guys think. Actually, that was very good. I think that was one of her latest releases, and I know there's another one that she's releasing that she mentioned she hasn't really. We'll do another show on that one. We'll put her on the next show. I'll talk to her and see if we can bring her on, and we can exclusively release that one track that she just released.
Yeah, it looks like that last one was from December of last year. December 27th was the release date.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to check out some more. She had a few songs, one called I Miss You, that was on December 21st of last year. And I'm just going over whatever is on iTunes right now. December 27th, Office Base. Yeah, she's got some bangers, it looks like.
Yeah, very excited. So let us know. Let's help this artist, this producer. So make sure you comment, follow. I'll put up the social media links for her on this broadcast, and when we make the actual post on hardstylemaniacs.com. Be sure to show some love, share, support. As always, it doesn't cost us a dime. So now this weekend was a big weekend for San Diego and New York. Art Dance New York and Insomniac had 2 shows, obviously separate locations, but we had Wasted Penguins there again. So that one was probably very exciting. I was able to kind of get a couple of videos of what happened, but I don't have footage that I can show you guys. So I just wanted to bring that up that, it's very exciting to see these artists travel from one night to another to perform. So that must be hectic. So yes. Oh, on another note, Darksiders was showing us some love on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, so big shouts out to Darksiders, man. We'd love to have you on the show. Thank you for showing us some love. We are definitely a big fans. I saw Darksiders in Vegas too, about 2-3 years ago. Again, in the same show when I saw Geo. So
nice.
It was that Brendan Hart show. We had Talon, which, as a matter of fact, Talon, before anything, bro, we got to get you on here as well. Reach out to us. We love your stuff too, and we want to help the U.S. market grow, and you're part of it. So let's see if we can make something happen. But I was on Reddit right before we started broadcasting, and I was trying to find.
Hold up, real quick, just before you go further. Shout out to Talon, and what I'd like to see if we can is a back-to-back or a competition or some sort of collaboration between Talon and Lucky Rabbit. I'm just going to throw that out there into the universe since we're on the subject, and hopefully that energy will come back. So you were on Reddit, and I apologize for interrupting.
No, real quick, back to yours now. Big shouts out to Lucky Rabbit. We'd love to have her on the show. I know that we're working something out to bring her to Las Vegas, and that's kind of all I'll say on that. But big shouts out to her, and and Talon, of course. So here's like today's topic that I want to keep digging into this little rabbit hole, and that is finding artists. I was on Reddit, and I'm trying to find. I pretty much did a simple search, American hardstyle artists, and all I could come up with was like 15 people. And it's
what were the 15 that you came up with?
As a matter of fact, the Buckness, of course, he was the top one out. So big shouts out to the Buckness. Alan, Darksiders, Geo, Lucky Rabbit, Misfits. Obviously, I threw in Markcore on my own because that's our boy.
Hell yeah.
Rob G, Lady Faith, Creation, Cammy, I believe. Little Texas, XOXO. I threw that one in myself again. CGK, and I guess it's this one, Mr. Otek, Mrotek. Not sure how to pronounce that. I don't want to butcher that one, but
Mrotek.
Well, it says an M in front of it. Maybe that's his handle, but I know.
No, it's Mrotek. Mrotek.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Mrotek. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen him in LA.
Oh, another Cali guy. Nice.
I've at least seen him out here. I don't know if he's from here or not, but there was some people were getting him mixed up with Mark Hoare. I guess they're kind of close, like, but not really. I didn't really understand that whenever we were promoting for the Annihilation event.
Oh, that's the one you had mentioned. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, nah, we we got the man. We got Mark Hoare. Like,
All right.
Mrotech is cool too. He's a great DJ. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say anything about that, but that's just not who we were working with.
Nice. Okay. Well, yeah, those are the names that came out. So there's not many names out there. So maybe we have our work cut out for us here at Hardstyle Maniacs.
I just want to throw out real quick though, if you go to forefront.vip, FOREFRONT.vip, they'll talk to you about Abstructa, Districts, the Buckness, Hardphonics, Jimmy X, and I think Hardphonics is with Unified Assault now. So there are a few other, oh, and of course the Buckness, but you had already mentioned him.
Mhm.
There are quite a few other hardstyle artists in America. I know quite a few of them in the DC area as well. Like you said, huge event out there in New York. So big shout out. They got all kinds of events coming up. We talked about that last week. If you want to check out last week's show, or go to, what is it? Hard Dance NYC, right? That's their Facebook and
Yep.
Insta handle.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
So it's exciting. To me, I think all of these events that are happening really does show the upswell of the energy. Like hardstyle has always been kind of its own niche, but it's becoming a lot more mainstream, and or mainstream accepted, if not mainstream. And so I think people are kind of expecting a little bit more punch to the music that's coming out, even your main stage music, something that's got a little bit more faster beat to it, a little bit more rhythm to it, but whatever. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that that's an overall indication of the industry as a whole, or is this kind of an anomaly now that the pandemic's over? People are just trying to go to whatever is coming out.
I think there's a lot of effort now coming out in the hard dance community, and I think they're still having to overcome significant, roadblocks, financially once, and two is artist development. Is that there's only, again, the same pool of artists that you see in California, you'll see in New York, Chicago, and everywhere else that are having shows, but there really is no rapid rise of artists here in the US. It's kind of like, okay, we're happy with these guys, and then slowly small ones start kind of trickling out every, not often. But I think we need to find those artists that are eventually, we should be flooding the market with great artists. We should have an abundance overflow of great producers and show headliners here in the United States, especially. We're so much bigger than most overseas countries, and yet we're still not united in sense that we can help all artists come up. So
Yeah, but as I mentioned before, one of the things that the overseas market has that we don't have is that it's relatively concentrated, so it's easier for people to support one another, but also to the extent that the market is somewhat oversaturated. So the fact that we actually have substantial room for growth in America for the hardstyle movement, I think is a good thing, especially for us as we're getting into this business and trying to grow our own brands on it. Um, Definitely being a producer is difficult. Most producers I know work multiple jobs, go to school, stuff like that. So being able
yep.
to shift, exactly, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm just getting to that point in my career where I'm able to focus the time and energy that's needed to my own tracks. So definitely can understand why it's difficult because the pool is just not as deep for this particular genre as there is for others, and we're seeing it deepen, and we're seeing it get much wider as well, a broader range of artists and higher number. You look at the Geo show at the Academy, just wall to wall, sold out, completely insane energy. And I think that's where a lot of people are starting to kind of need that energy to kind of, be as a refresher. At least I do. I really do enjoy going to shows and being a part of the crowd, being in the middle of everything, getting into a mosh pit sometimes, depending on how my back's doing. I'm getting too old for that shit these days. But you know what I mean? You see me out on the dance floor and connecting with people and whatnot. So I think that's part of the reason that there is more hardstyle events going on, is because people are kind of feeding off of that energy right now. So I hope that it continues.
Oh, I think it is going to continue, and I think now it's starting to gain some momentum. And I see it here as there's a lot more events coming out of Southern California, and I've seen a lot of people jump on it. But before we continue on this, I do want to play a next track, and it's
Sure.
by K1 Records.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah. Let's do this.
we gotta representar al amigo de Mexico, K1. So it's not K1 himself, but it's under K1 Records. This is D-Note, Find the Summer. So I think we should probably show some love to K1 Records. What do you think?
Hell yeah. I'm a big
right.
fan of K1.
All right, here we go.
When the street lights flash in the night, I hear it calling. Ooh, when we make it over the edge, there's a world waiting for us. When the street lights flash in the night, I hear it calling. Ooh, when we make it over the edge, there's a world waiting for us. If we don't make it this time, then when will I see home again? When will we find each other? If we're gonna make it far, you know I need you. This is my last chance to give you the world and make you a believer. If we don't make it this time, then when will I see home again? When will we find the summer? When will we find the summer?
Yo.
Dude, fucking on fire today, bro.
You got to represent, and a big shout out to K1, great stuff in finding artists and signing them. This is a great track by D Note. And very excited to play it on today. And we'll be playing some more K1 stuff. Hopefully, we'll be able to reach out to K1 and maybe grab him on the show one day and really kind of find out what's going on down with our friends below the United States and Mexico. So it'll be exciting.
We've reached out. I'll send him this video. Hopefully that'll help.
Saludos K1. Muchos saludos desde Las Vegas hasta México. A ver cuándo nos vemos. So I speak a little Spanish. I grew up in Mexico, actually. Fun fact. Born and raised, obviously, in Southern California. And as a child, my parents moved to Mexico, and I was out there for about 5 years. So
nice.
I
did not know that.
Yeah, so though my Spanish is slang, not very formal, I just want to make it clear. I understand it, can speak it, but I think people tell me I speak it too fast, so I'm not sure.
Muy poquito. I know a little bit. I know enough to get by.
All right, that's good to know, man. See, at least we'll be able to bring you some international artists from Mexico. So right when we're in playing a previous song with EXO, I was getting messages from our friends over in Chicago, Hardstyle Family Chicago, or Hardstyle Chicago Family.
Sure.
And they actually have 4 shows coming up. I wanted to give them a shout out. He's very excited to be on the show as well. But I just wanted to let everybody know out there in Chicago that there are some stuff coming up there for you. Not a big market in Chicago. He's explaining that it's a very small market, and it makes sense. Chicago's big, but it's very, very small in a sense. But let's help them grow. They have Little Texas coming up. I don't have dates. I'll probably bring the representative for Hardstyle Chicago Family on the air, and maybe we'll get some more in-depth information. So they have Darksiders, our new friend. Hopefully Darksiders, good big job going out to Chicago, man, in my old hometown. Showtech. So Showtech will be out there as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
They got some serious shit coming out their way. And
I mean, if they don't have a market, they will now.
Yeah, so very excited. So if you're not from the Chicago area and you're nearby, in Michigan, Wisconsin, maybe southern side of Chicago or Illinois out there, be sure to check them out and go show some love, because we need you to support all our promoters who are really, really, really investing a lot of time and money for you, actually. So it's a reward on both sides of the spectrum. So be sure to show some love. We are definitely excited to showcase as much as we can and bring you as much information as we can. So be sure to check them out in Chicago coming up, or follow them on their TikTok. I believe it's hardstyle.chicago. So make sure that you do that as well. So big stuff. So back to our regular in-depth conversation.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, are we going to go in the comparison of events? Is that one of the things that we were going to talk about today?
Yeah, I think we should probably maybe recap a little bit what happened this weekend. We got, obviously, big events happened this weekend in New York and Chicago. I'm in San Diego, and we want to capture to make sure everybody, hey, you either there, let us know what you thought about it. Send us those videos. Send us those pictures. Let us know what you think below in the comments. We really want to know how they went, what the vibe was, and we love video footage, man. So be sure to send us all that information and video so that way we can showcase it to everybody and show them what a great time it was.
Well, and I mean, because I know that one of the things that we were talking about before is like the difference between Beyond in Southern Cardtile and Beyond at the Gorge, Beyond in Chicago, I think was the other place, right? And how there wasn't as much of a hardstyle presence. I mean, at least in Chicago, but isn't that also a reflection kind of the markets? If there's still a growing market that may not be able to sell out a major event like this in that area, what do you think would be the best thing for BaseCon that does have a platform and does have the capability of marketing and whatnot to help spur growth?
Yeah, and I think Basecon or Insomniac is doing a great job at reaching out at markets that have a growing potential and are not there yet. So big shots out to them for that. And I think it all has a lot to do with the attendees and the locals out in the areas that, Basecon's trying to build that market. Though no one's going to do an event of a mass magnitude in a small market. It makes sense business wise. But
Right.
what we can do as a community in, for example, Chicago, for, like we reference right now, is
Hmm.
we have to keep buying tickets. We have to keep going to these events. We have to keep supporting and selling out all these smaller shows. So that way, when you have, representatives from these major promoting companies like Insomniac walking out and say, hey, you know what? There's a market here. We
Right.
can make this bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, yeah, they're coming in to make money, but that's not really what it's all about. They're coming in to throw big shows, and that's kind of where we've developed a region for them. So what we have to do is basically, it's going to take time, obviously, but we have to attend all these shows. We have to keep going. We have to keep posting on social media. We have to just make it. We have to make noise from the ground up.
So hold on. Are you saying that the major production companies won't do events until the smaller production companies are more successful?
I think so. That's exactly what I'm saying.
And the smaller production companies are having difficulty in facilitating growth because they're smaller production companies. This is the weirdest catch-22 I think I've ever been a part of.
It is. And most of these smaller production companies are small budgets, so they can't bring in these major headliners that are already circulating the U.S. So it's kind of like they're putting all their money on their eggs in one basket by bringing in, like, for example, Darksiders or Guns for Hire, Shelltech. They're basically putting everything in there and hoping to get a big return so that way they can continue doing this. It's not like these guys are just making money and say, hey, I'm going to make a big show. I'm going to bring this artist and I'm just going to go live a lavish life in Hawaii vacation. What these promoting companies are doing is they're making money and they're reinvesting it back into the upcoming event. And I don't think maybe people understand that it's not about the profit margin in the promoter side. It's about building the next show. Because if you don't
Sure.
build that show with money you made from the previous show, you're basically just going to lose that momentum and you're going to come out of more out of pocket expense. So I think it's very, very clear that it is a catch-22 situation. So we need to find artists for these people so that way we can have better shows.
I mean, I just figure, and I could be wrong with this, 100% could be wrong with this, but it just seems to me that somewhere there's data that is driving this, right? There's somebody that is looking at the numbers and saying there's this many attendees, we're making this amount of money, or we're losing whatever amount of money it is, and there can't be too many of these small production companies. At least from my understanding, there are some more people that are coming back after the pandemic, but the pandemic really took out a lot of people. If you didn't have the capital to sustain yourself through that, a lot of people didn't. So I'm just wondering what makes BaseCon say, okay, well, we're going to do it in San Bernardino, but not at the Gorge, or not in Chicago. Um, uh, that's just really an interesting question, I think.
Well, I think in my opinion, it's more of okay, we're going to have these shows where we know they're successful and we're going to utilize some money of that successful show to try to build a market in a smaller area. So, for example, EDC capitalizes on EDC Florida, Mexico, Las Vegas, and they make a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. It's a ton of money, but it's a ton of costs.
Sure.
And obviously they have to overhead costs and they have to make sure that, payroll's done and everything. And basically after all your general conditions are all done, then you have to look at reinvesting at the upcoming shows. Okay, well, this market's going to break even. This market needs a little push. Then we have, we need to expand to different markets. So that's kind of where you recycle and reuse your overflow in cash or should I say profits to help build a market. So you're reinvesting it in multiple areas where the returns are not going to be favorable and probably a loss, but it's an investment for future growth and building markets. So you're never going to take a chance in some small town in, I don't know, Oklahoma, capacity, or, you're looking at, your population 500. No. So you're going to target the obvious market, that, Chicago, New York, Florida, Texas, Colorado,
Right.
California, and even now Las Vegas is starting to be a contender. But, that's kind of how it works in my understanding. But before we go on, I want to play one more track because we're up against the track songs.
Love it.
So this one's actually going to be by not our friend, but hopefully she'll be a friend. This one's Miss Kate.
Oh, yeah.
So if you know Miss Kate, just give her a big shout out. Show some support. And here we go. Here's some more Miss Kate for you guys.
I don't know where we're going, what we're searching for now. But I have only reason, keep you closer tonight. But when the sun goes down, but when the sun goes down. Keep you closer tonight, oh. 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 I don't know where we're going, what we're searching for now. But I have only reason, keep you closer tonight, oh. Keep you closer tonight, oh.
Now that was a production.
That was insane.
Big shots out, Miss Kate.
Do you know how I know I'm getting old? That song was amazing, and I would play it over and over again. But watching that music video, like whenever I was younger, I used to ride motorcycles and shit, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's fucking badass." Yeah, I couldn't. I was like, man, I'm gonna get hurt. Like, I was like in my head trying to say, "Oh, dude, I could do that." No, I couldn't. That shit was insane.
Yeah, we're old, man. We're old. It's all right. It's okay getting old.
That's true. It's a privilege not everyone gets to enjoy.
Absolutely. So back to the topic at hand. How these promoter companies select markets, and I think I pretty much covered most of it. But I did want to say that it doesn't stop with them. It starts with us.
Sure.
How they, and I think to answer your question was, how do they know what markets to kind of test?
Right.
Has a lot to do with us posting on social media, and these people
Mm,
are out there watching videos or watching promoters Instagram pages and seeing what the results are.
that's the data.
Yes, that's the data. So I'm sure Insomniac and anybody else out there who's running any type of promoter or events company is watching the smaller promoters grow and what they're delivering, and they're looking at their capacity, your show size, looking at the crowd, and probably production as well. Not that it has any value, but they're more looking at what's happening at that event, and that's kind of how they determine. Well, maybe let's test the waters. They'll start doing these small remote shows like BaseCon, the traveling one, Dream
Sure.
State, these small little sectionals that go out to different cities. Like for example, here in Vegas, we have Dream State every year. It's a smaller circuit, but we have it every year. It's not the big one in obviously Southern California, but we have Dream
Right.
State here. We probably get about 700, 800 people on that show easily. So that's how I would
Well,
test them.
I was gonna say, speaking of which, Hard Summer just announced that it's going to be August 3rd and 4th in LA. I got my tickets. Catch me in the VIP section.
I gotta get my tickets. But just like everybody else, gotta get wait till I get paid.
Yeah. Well, no, and I think that that's important that people realize too. Okay, we go to festivals, we have a good time. These big events are great, but the intimacy of a small club or a smaller venue sometimes can be just as energizing, if not more, as being in a crowd of 10,000 people. So, plus, usually it's only like 20, $40 as opposed to these big ass events because, like you said earlier, they have a much higher overhead. So, get in on early bird and get your $20 tickets, your $15 tickets. Obviously, you wait until you get to the door, no matter what the event is, whether it's music or not. You're going to be paying more at the door than you would if you plan ahead. So just kind of be responsible in your fun.
Yeah, I agree. Plan ahead because the more you procrastinate, the more it's going to cost you.
Yeah, the $20 ticket's only going to go up to 40 and 60.
Usually doubles. I don't know about anybody else, but I think doubling is usually what you see at doors. Basically because you're basically didn't plan.
Yeah, right. Well, and then you have to have someone at the door that's going to have to take the money and make sure that it doesn't get robbed. I mean, there's like a bunch of stuff that goes into that most people don't even think about. They're just like, oh, I want to go have a good time tonight. So there's a lot that goes into having security there and making sure that you're having that you are in a safe environment while you're having a good time, right? So I just got to give a lot of love to the small promoters and to the people that take the details and really put in the extra effort. Um, I do. I enjoy the small clubs just as much, sometimes if not more. Like whenever I was up in the loft with Mark Hoare, just going off, everybody that was there, you could tell we're just connected at one time, and it was a lot of fun. And then you go downstairs, and it's a different type of energy, but it's still a lot of fun. So I don't know, man. This is what I live for.
Yeah, small. You'll catch me at the smaller size events. Not because I find more value in the smaller, like you said yourself. These smaller, you're more intimate in terms of who's there. Smaller setting, the loud, the vibe, the visuals, all pretty much the same for the most part, depending on venue. But I think that you'll catch the artist coming off stage or the decks, and he'll come out and have a drink. Hey, you can buy him a drink, shake hands, get more one-on-one with him, not too one-on-one obviously, but
Sure.
greet simple little greeting, hello, I appreciate this, yada yada yada. And you don't really get that in the major festivals. You kind of just, they fly in their chopper and then they fly out basically when they're done with their set for the most part.
Yeah, but that goes to the artist, I think. I think that the artists that are really about their base and they do the music not only for themselves but for the consumers, for the audience, those people, they will go out and mingle and dance, it might be harder to find them in a crowd of 10,000 people as opposed to 150, 200 people. But the artists that value that connection with their fan base, like Mark Orr, for instance, he was going out and having conversations with the people and whatnot. And he talked about the value of connecting with his audience as well. So I do think that there is that in the festivals, but it just might be harder to find. But there's also a safety concern. Let's be honest. Whenever you're in a group of 150,000 people and you're a major artist like that, it's not as easy for security to keep you safe. And there's people out there that would do you harm if they had the opportunity.
Of course.
So it's a balance. It's a balance. I can understand both sides of it.
Another artist that did that here in Vegas. I was at a bass show here at it was a foam festival, a foam rave, if you want to call it that, here in Las Vegas. And Yoltron came out to the VIP area, was hanging out for a minute. I got to meet him. My wife got to meet him, take a picture with him, et cetera, et cetera. And it was very, very good. It was, I think that event had about maybe 2,000 people ish. I want to say so. He came there,
Well,
so it was a bigs up to him.
can we talk about meet and greets for a moment? Because
We got about 4 minutes before we go on to the next track. Let's
next track.
go to it, and then we'll continue after the track if you want. Go ahead.
Sure. Like I can understand, especially whenever an artist gets to a certain caliber, that becomes kind of a gatekeeper as to who has access to them. And why not? If people will pay the extra 20, 40 bucks or whatever for the ticket for the meet and greet as opposed to just being able to see the show, that makes sense. I do think that some of these meet and greet increases are kind of out of hand. $100 extra to be able to shake the hand of the artist, get a signed picture. I think that might be a little extreme, but what do you think about artists doing meet and greet specifically, as opposed to where you have that 30 seconds to 2 minutes, whatever, with them, as opposed to mingling in the crowd?
In reference to that, I'll give you an example. If you're familiar with a Mexican band called Maná, they're rock en español, basically. I had an opportunity to go down to the backstage, and in that specific area, we met with the drummer, Alex Rodriguez, right? The drummer.
Yeah.
And he had a very intimate setting where he had everybody who had access to that backstage, for example, kind of like a meet and greet. We met in his dressing room. He gave us some of his branded tequila. We were talking. He was interacting with everybody. It wasn't more of like a production line. Come in, picture, shake hands, shirt, move
Right.
on. He was more like, he'd come in and he joined pockets of people talking and stuff and really engaging with him like a normal person, like, hey, great job, blah, 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 blah. And that right there had more value than basically coming in and forming a line and taking a picture, shaking his hand, and then that's it. That's your $100 worth. No, I think there has to be more to the exact setting to it. If you're gonna charge that kind of money for a meet and greet,
Right.
you should have at least more with it. If it's a simple, like I said, line, picture, shake hand, yeah, 30, 40 bucks. Why not? It's
I'm not even gonna throw out the name of the production that the increase was $100. And to their credit, I'm not gonna lie, the line for that 30-second handshake picture piece, all of that was a quarter mile long. Like there were people that paid it. So I mean, the market is what the market is. But like, to me, I was just like, I enjoyed the production, and I was like, okay, let's check it out. You know what I mean? And whenever we actually got to them and we did the whole handshake, and you get to ask 2 questions and move on, I was just like,
That's a
I
bit.
don't know that. Right. That just, I think, to me, it gave me a good idea of what is out there, what is possible, but also of what I would want to do as an artist. And like you said, I think that giving more and actually mingling with the people and having the opportunity to ask and answer questions, especially if you're going to be charging that much, is kind of crazy. But like artists that charge like 20, 30 bucks, like my son and I, we went to a hip hop show not too long ago, got an autograph vinyl from the guy. And, he actually took a couple minutes to talk to my son and I, which was really cool. He had just been injured at one of his earlier shows. So It was funny. He had a designated hugger. Like, I was whatever. You want to hug the guy, that's cool. But apparently, if you want, you can hug him usually at these meet and greets, which is cool. But because he had been injured, he had a designated hugger, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah,
let's pause for a minute. Let's put on one of the last two tracks that we have here, and this is actually a good one, real quick. You might remember these guys, Guns for Hire.
Oh, hell yeah!
Here we go.
On the block, it's a hard knock life. On the block, it's a hard knock life. For the dogs on the block, it's a hard knock life. Back in the block, we on top now. Selling the rock, we won't stop now. Top now.
Yo.
Dude. After watching that, though, I have to respectfully disagree that the festivals and the clubs, both, while good in their own way, there's nothing that compares with being in a crowd of 20, 30, 40, 100,000 people and having fireworks and fucking visuals and lasers and animatronics and, just the energy is intoxicating and I don't know, man. Just watching that energy makes me want to be in that. You know what I mean? Like, it's it really is infectious.
Kind of why I chose that song. You see how much energy you had out of it?
Hell yeah, bro. I'm just like, I'm throwing elbows, bro. Like,
Well, I got one more, but before we get to the last song of the day, I want to thank everybody everybody who stood in and tuned into us. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. I will place the links down below in the description. Make sure you follow, like, and share. Your support is greatly appreciated. Visit hardstylemaniacs.com to read our news articles and share them on your social media. Let's create awareness. Let's make the movement grow. I want to thank you for tuning in. I am Biggest Big Rob, and obviously my co-host
DJ Magic, yo.
And anything you want to say before we go?
No, support your local artists, support your local promoters, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook. DJ Magic, MAJC.
Awesome. And we will continue this topic. We run out of time pretty fast, but we will continue this. Be sure to follow in the future, and we'll get back to this topic soon. Have a great one. We'll see you again soon. Take care.
Much love.